Hello everyone, and today we continue our investigation into the same, pretty much the same topic, your transition to self-employment. And you probably already know that we invite really successful people to our room and interview them. And today with us, Russ Terry. So please, Ruth, just go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us, please, what are you doing now? And that's pretty much going to be our beginning. Go ahead.
Perfect. Well, thank you for having me on, Alex. I appreciate it. I love being an entrepreneur, as evidenced by me sitting here in my living room in my backwards hat and polo shirt, being able to have a discussion with you.
Yeah.
But I've been a business life and career coach for a little bit more than 2 years. I also just published my first book back in March called My Gratitude Journal, 365 days of the people and things I'm grateful for and the lessons you can learn from them. And
Congratulations. Congratulations.
thank you, thank you. It's very, very exciting. I never even dreamed that all this was possible. And the experience of sharing a written book with people is just an amazing, amazing thing that I would love if more people got to experience.
Yeah. Rose, I just checked what is written about you, and as soon as I click like a Google Russ Terry coach, and what I see is that Russ Terry is a long-time human resource professional who loved help people so much that he made it his full-time job. So, are you human resources professional? I'd like just to ask you, like, if you could elaborate a little bit, like, few more words. What was your final employment? That's
Yes, it was in human resources. I worked for PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, for just about 12 and a half years combined in two different tenures. And the last 8 or so years of that were various human resource roles. So it was an incredible experience working for one of the top 5 private employers here in the US.
yeah,
There's about 39,000 employees. And just got amazing experience, met excellent people, and in that job, I became a go-to person for individuals who wanted advice or just wanted somebody to talk to. And that experience helped me in knowing that I would be a good coach, and it helped others see, I think Russ would make an excellent coach. And they actually suggested to me, have you ever thought about leaving PwC and becoming a coach, an entrepreneur? So it was their idea, not mine, and I implemented their idea,
great.
and I'm incredibly happy.
So, universe actually whispered, or maybe not whispered, just directly said into your face
Pat me
what
on
you're
the
supposed to
shoulder.
do.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
exactly,
So,
exactly.
how you would, Ross, how you would describe your current job? What you actually do?
So my main job is a coach. So a coach helps people figure things out in their life to get them from. A coach helps people figure things out in their life. My mission is to help people get from functional to optimal. And I ask people open-ended questions to get them to figure out, okay, this is what I want. So many times people are trying to decide between two different options. So it's helping them decide what they want and then helping them come up with a plan to go out and get it. So we get tactical. Okay, what are you going to do? When are you going to do it by? Do you need to make an entry in your phone to make this happen, etc.?
Yeah, yeah. I have a question because I pretty much aware that there are lots of directions in coaching industry. How you were able to choose? What made you that particular direction?
So in terms of the niches, the type of people that I work with, is that what you're asking?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. So the three main niches or the three main types of people I work with are millennial men. So guys in their mid 20s or so. Technically, the millennial generation is like 18 to 33, but
Mm-hmm.
for the most part, most of my clients are mid 20s who are trying to figure out their next step. So they've gotten their first first job post-college, and now they're figuring out, okay, do I want to move up at this job? Do I want to move to a different job? Do I want to go back to school? Things
Yeah.
of that nature. So that's one category. Second category is career transition, especially for Big Four professionals, particularly those at PwC. From being at PwC for so long, 12 and a half years,
Yeah.
and being in that industry for so long, and it has, hundreds of thousand employees in that industry all over the world, I can empathize with what they're going through, and having made my own career transitions there a number of times, I help other Big Four professionals, again, figure out, do they want to stay, do they want to go,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
And then the third group is women who finally want to put themselves first. So it's not about career transition at all. It's really about self-love and me time and not beating themselves up and fully loving themselves and spending time on themselves, which can help them best take care of others.
So those are three directions which you feel your heart somehow resonate with.
Yeah, well, it's funny. It just kind of works out that way. Those are the areas that I ended up getting clients,
Yeah.
and I was open to what happened as I began to grow my business. And I think that's a great message for entrepreneurs. Do you want to go through the open door, the door where you're seeing work,
Mm-hmm.
or do you want to try the tough door, the one that's hard to open, that you have to jiggle and push
Yeah.
to get through it? So this is the direction that people wanted help in, and I feel like I have been able to help them. So why not go through this open
Yeah,
door?
yeah. So I would rephrase it that somehow, as I understood it, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, there is a way of developing your own business, somehow feeling the flow and seeing what is going, and somehow just follow what universe send you as a sign, something which goes already easily and naturally. Is it correct?
That's exactly right.
Okay, great. So tell me, please, how much did you know about business ownership?
Nothing.
Oh, that's
Absolutely nothing. It was not even on my radar to become an entrepreneur, which is crazy, but it also shows what can be done. So many people worry so much about what they don't know, and I didn't. I just trusted that it would work out, and there were a lot of things that I had to figure out, and I figured them out. I reached out to people who were knowledgeable in that area, or I figured things out on my own, or both. But it wasn't on my radar to become an entrepreneur. My job at PwC was ending, and I was trying to figure out what to do next, whether I wanted to do something else within PwC or an HR role at another employer. And like I said, a couple people suggested to me, have you ever thought about becoming a coach? And I was like, okay, God, I'm listening. These two people that don't even know each other are suggesting the same thing to me. It's almost like a sign from above that
yeah.
this is what I should do. So even though I didn't necessarily have any long-standing wish to become an entrepreneur,
Mm-hmm.
I was open to the suggestion and decided to go for it.
And so, how long did it take you to decide? I mean, was any period of doubts or?
So I would say those suggestions were made to me in mid to late December 2012 and early January, or no, mid to late December 2011 and early January 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And my PwC job was ending mid-March. So I would say over 2 to 2.5 months, I decided that that was the route I wanted to go. And I left PwC on March 15th, 2012, and I started a life coach training program the next morning on March 16th.
Great, great. So actually quite a fast decision was
And
made.
it was rather fast, yeah, but it's funny how things worked out that literally my last day was the day before the coach training program started. It was almost like the stars were perfectly aligned
Yeah.
for me to follow this path.
I know that every time when we try to change something in our lives related to like a major changes, quitting the job or any other major events, usually mind goes into the analysis, and there are arguments for and against. Yeah, I'm just curious, what was the main argument for and the main or two argument against?
Uh, I think I had done some coaching at PwC. It wasn't a big part of my job, maybe a small fraction of my job, but I did it and liked it and did it well. So that's one thing, I guess, just that I thought I would be good at it. And then against, just, I own my home, I have a mortgage, so just knowing that you can't build a business immediately. But luckily, I had severance from the job,
Mm-hmm.
so that certainly helped. And then also, I was on the TV show Wheel of Fortune that year.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I knew I would be getting the prize money that I won from my appearance. I taped it in February. So I knew how much I won. The show aired in April 2012, and then I got my money in August 2012.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So
So that was
that
that
too.
was a support and some argument for. But
Yes.
uh, tell me, please, in terms of arguments against or some kind of fears, because
Oh,
yeah,
right.
fears are always there somewhere. They could hide, they could disguise, they could, but eventually, before any changes, people have those fears. What was your strategy to overcome? Of course, if you did have them.
Yeah, so I tend to not be a very fear-based person. I knew I had my savings. I knew I had the severance. I knew I had the Wheel of Fortune money. Um, I would say money was really the only fear I had. And uh, at about December 2012, so maybe 9 months into my journey, I was at the point where, okay, I need to make some more money here. So I just put it out into the universe that I need some additional income in addition to the coaching. And believe it or not, within a couple weeks, some friends of mine who own an independent record label reached out to me that they needed some help growing their business. They were impressed at how I grew my business. And we started working together for the next 6 months. And it
Yeah.
was great. It was several hundred extra dollars a month. It was just a little bit of time, so it didn't eat into my growing my own business, and it
Yeah.
was a perfect win-win situation.
Yeah.
So for me, I really don't have a lot of fear. So I don't. I apologize if I wasn't able to give as good an answer to that as maybe some others do, but I just feel lucky that I don't see the fear. I just go for what I want to go for in
Oh,
life.
okay. I think it's one of the powerful entrepreneurial qualities. Seems like you're already in possession of them. So great. And what about family, friends, and surroundings? Because again, uh, from my experience, and I interviewed lots of entrepreneurs already, and uh, majority of them say that yeah, friends and family. Sometimes they are warning, sometimes they are kind of quietly resisting, and because they care about you, and sometimes they help a lot and support. So what was in your situation?
Yeah, it's funny. My mom prayed a lot
Yeah.
that things would work out, and of course now she's very happy that things did work out. And um, certainly friends who there were some examples of friends who were able to support me. A number of friends became clients, so that actually was a huge, huge support.
Yeah.
That people that I know paid me their hard-earned money for my services. I really appreciated that. And then there were other friends who I sensed that fraternities would be a good group for me to work with, just because of my focus on millennials. So I reached out to one friend who was very involved in her fraternity, her local chapter at her school, and she put me in touch with the regional director, who he was open to my the stuff I had to offer, and then he put me in touch with the national director. And fast forward to now, and I've done a number of national speaking engagements for that fraternity.
Yeah,
So I think, asking friends who are connected to help is a great way to help grow your business as an entrepreneur.
yeah,
Our friends want to help us. It feels good to help.
yeah, yeah, great. And so overall, if you would evaluate your transition on a scale from 1, it's going to be super stressful and difficult, and 10 is a smooth and painless. So how you evaluate your transition to self-employment?
I would give it 9.25.
Oh, perfect. This is
Yeah,
precision.
it's
All right.
yeah,
So,
it's excellent. I love what I do. Uh, the only minor thing is I don't make nearly as much money as when I was in my corporate job. So certainly those certain times where there are lots of bills due, car insurance that's due twice a year or homeowners insurance or stuff like that,
yeah,
then the finances get a little bit tighter. But for the most part, it's been incredible. And it may not be as lucrative as my corporate job, but it's incredibly lucrative to my heart. And I love, love, love what I do every day, which is an incredibly awesome feeling. And I want more people to have this feeling that I have.
that's nice. That's exactly what we are here for. I mean, because we would like to somehow to dissipate some fears and to see things from other side, people who already crossed that bridge, because it's a huge transition for many people, especially when they are full of different obligations, responsibilities, commitments, and to make that kind of leap to self-employment, sometimes it is quite a scary thing. So it seems like there is no sense even for me to ask what makes it difficult, because 9.25, it's just a really smooth transition. So tell me please, in this case, what do you think made it so smooth? What are, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 factors in which you would advise people to look for? Yeah.
Yeah. So number one, I would say is have savings so that if you have to dip into it, you can. So over the course of the 2+ years, I would say I've had to dip into my savings for a little bit here and there, but it's still a good significant amount of money. And certainly having that there to fall back on is excellent. So savings is number one. Number two, be politely assertive with promoting yourself. And I write about this in my book. It's really, uh, you have to be your best promoter, and nobody will sell you like you can sell you. So it's there's a few people out there that may mind all the promotion that you do, but for the most part, people are happy to hear what you're doing and they want to see you succeed in growing your business.
Yeah.
So have some savings, be politely assertive, and reach out for help. Like I said, ask for somebody to make an introduction for you, ask for advice from your mentors. I personally am not very technologically savvy, so in terms of building my website, I needed help with that. So
Yeah.
asking for recommendations, asking for assistance. Um, Bartering is also good. I have a publicist, and we barter coaching for her publicist work.
Yeah.
So I coach her, and she does amazing publicity for me.
That's
So
great. This is great deal. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, that's guys. Did you hear what Russell, I mean, told us? It's about three major things, and now you're pretty much sure that what will make your transition much smoother. So, and now I would like to ask you a different question, and from other side of the things, what one thing you would do differently?
hmm. That's an excellent question. I'm really happy with how things have transpired. I really don't think there's anything major that I would do differently.
Oh, that's good. So in a way,
Yeah,
yeah. somehow when you said that the mark for your transition 9.25 again, so it probably already says for itself. So there are not so
Yeah,
many things you would probably change, as there was no
yeah.
much difficulty there. Okay. And right now, yeah, you already mentioned three things what makes it smooth. But what is your number one advice? So I would like right now just to narrow it into the real one thing which you would tell right now to people who are considering moving towards their self-employment.
So if self-employment is something that you're passionate about, or if self-employment would enable you to work in something that you're passionate about, go for it. Because when you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
Great, Russ. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that you agreed for. I know that you're a busy guy, and right now with your book and other engagements, I see that it's not easy to catch you. But I really appreciate that you found time and came to our interview room and help. I hope that interview is gonna help lots of people. So thank you
I
very
hope
much a lot, and yeah, we'll be in
you're welcome.
touch, Russ. Thank.
Awesome. Thanks, Alex.
Yep.
Thanks for having me on.
Yes.
Great to see you.
Yeah, great to see you too. Thank you. Bye bye.
All right. Bye bye.